Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, October 17th. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. Netflix earnings come out in the next couple of minutes. You know, just like yesterday when NQ stretched the balance low, and then I said nothing changed unless we take out today's low. Well, it's the same thing in ES on the upside. ES made an all-time high today, but just took out the all-time high by a little bit. So I said they just stretched it. They also have the all-time high in the overnight, as does SPY. Incredibly difficult day to read, I think. They got me really good in D period, but I got them back in J and K. We'll go over those in a minute. The bottom line is, though, let's go over what they did. Righty goes out with a 9-wide POC. Afternoon pullback in K, and they're an inside day. They took back yesterday's trend day, so righty is up to balance on the daily. And Q goes out. Now, we probed to the downside, but not enough where I would use D's low in ES or K and NQ. NQ goes out only with an afternoon rally high in F, okay? But a decent sell tail. And they never took back all the single prints from Tuesday. ES goes out only with an 8-wide POC, afternoon rally high in F, and an all-time high. So early, you know, I said in the video this morning, and I said to the room when I got on the mic at 9:15, that you had gap rules, inside day rules for ES, and balance rules. And I always stress that balance rules, by far, are the most important thing to me. And today is another perfect example of that. Because if you bought the gap, if you bought gap and go this morning in ES or NQ, you got absolutely annihilated. However, because we just stretched the balance high and didn't get the overnight high, kept me and my entire room out of a lot of trouble when they pulled back. Now, I did take a long in NQ when it pulled back against the singles. Where is it? Here it is. When it pulled back to that A low the first time. Okay? I got to get back to where we are now. So when it pulled back, I forget exactly what price it was. It opened, pulled back. Where is it over here? Hold on a second. It's Tuesday, right? Got to get my act together here. Regardless, wherever it was, it pulled back, and I took the long. Now, it paid me, but it's a good thing I got out of it. Because right after I took it, I did a 3-lot. And it went up, like, I don't know, it went up decently. I made about 30 points on it overall. So I was happy with that. I then missed the short to take out A's low in NQ. Just missed it. It's been happening, but I missed it. But I did buy the gap fill, which paid very nicely the first time. So I had a good A and B period. By the way, NQ seems to be pushing up, so I'm assuming Netflix earnings came out. In fact, let me look while we're sitting on here. Looks like Netflix. Yep, it looks like it's trading up about $13 or $18. Okay. We'll see if that holds, though. Netflix, the levels to look for on them is their all-time high of 736 and the downside 660. Other than that, in between, not much difference. So what happened now in C period and D period to me? Actually, it was no, it was D period. ES finally got their IB and D. NQ came down. It certainly looked like it was going to go. I took a 5-lot short at 79. And I could have taken them off about 10 points, which would have been, I had a 5 lot. Could have taken him off, right, for about 50 points total. But the odds, again, everything's about odds in trading. The odds of taking out B's low I thought were excellent. Obviously didn't, it went up. And I added. By the time I took it off, I ended up losing 130 points. So, gave back everything I made in A and B and was down on the day. I was a little upset, but I really, really didn't think we weren't going to get the IB low. Anyway, I was wrong. I then did nothing until J and K period. Because when we rallied in ES and NQ, I'm like, I have no idea what they really want to do. We have higher value. We don't have the IB high or low in NQ. We don't have either overnight. ES had the IB low but had no overnight. And by the way, that's the 8th time this year ES does not get the overnight. NQ is probably around the same amount. So when it was up here, I'm like, not doing anything. But J period changed the tone as it ripped down. So when it came in, I took a short. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting my money back. I'm going to try. That's not the reason I took the trade. I shouldn't say that. I took the trade because I thought we were going to finally get the IB low. Well, I shorted 5 at 84. But it didn't get it right away. It went up. I added 5 at 400. Okay? So I shorted 5 at 84. Went up to 400. Added. Came into around 90. Took those off. Went up to 400. Added 5 more again. Came into 90. Took those off. So I was making money on those, but I was still short at 5 at 84. And then K opened. And I'm like, I'm going to hold this because I really believe we're going to get it. And we did. And I held the 5 from 84 to 67. So after losing 130 points in C, I made 143 points in J and K. And then on top of what I made in A and B, turned out to be a decent day. Patience is key. I had no idea what they were doing up here. But when they got down here, I was fairly convinced that we were going to finally get it. Now, we didn't get it by much. And we went back up. But I thought at that time that trade would work out. And it did. So, as far as destinations go, our all-time highs in the overnight, 27.25. Regular trade hours is 25. The afternoon rally high is 13.50. 8 wide, I'm not going to carry forward. Today's low is 84.75. In SPY, all-time highs in the overnight, 586.30. Today's high, all-time high, 586.12 for regular trading hours. 585 afternoon rally high. And today's low is 582.16. So let's go to the charts. So here's SPY and ES. All we did was stretch the balance. It's a 4-day balance. Now, remember the other day I said if NQ takes out, if NQ took out yesterday's low today, I would say it's automatically down. Well, obviously we didn't. Well, I'm going to say the same thing on the opposite side for ES and SPY. If we take out today's high, I'll call them automatically up. But for the first time they do it and they don't get that much distance away from the balance, I'm going to call it balance still. And I am. NQ is a 7-day balance. It's all this week and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from last week. So NQ is in a 7-day balance. And then one more check on Netflix before we sign off for the day. It's trading up pretty good. Again, 736 is their all-time high. Okay? So if they get that, they'll be breaking out of balance on the weekly and the daily. Actually, the daily was down, so there'd be balance on the daily. That's also obviously going to help us in triple Qs. So, right, it's going to help triple Qs tremendously if they're up big tomorrow. So it all remains to be seen. Hope you had a good day trading. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel. Enjoy your evening, and we will speak prior to the opening tomorrow.